Yeah, very good morning, children. We come across with the idea that how does the electrodes and electrolyte together conduct an electricity. So we are going to take a simple example as a water, and we are going to understand the new topic electrolysis. Electrolysis. It is a process by which the electrolyte get ionized when the electric current passes through them. Okay, so the device in which electrolysis takes place, we call the total device as an electrolytic cell. So in that electrolytic cell, already we have an electrode, that is a rods, and then followed by a solution, electrolyte. So when the electric current passes through the water, so water is made up of hydrogen and oxygen. So it immediately split the hydrogen and the oxygen, and the hydrogen positive ion move towards the negative electrode called cathode, whereas the negative oxygen ion will move towards the positive anode. So at the anode, oxidation of ion takes place. At the cathode, we call them as a reduction of ions. Hence, hydrogen gas get deposited at cathode and the oxygen gas get deposited at the anode. So this type of an effect, we call it as an chemical effects of electric current. So we are splitting the compounds and they are moving in the opposite direction according to the charges, and they get deposited on the electrode. You can view in this diagram. One of the most common application of an electrolysis is electroplating. Electroplating means we need an object which looks very bright, and we don't want to spend much of our money. So there we will go for an electroplated item. That means, for example, if you want to keep something which is silvery in look, we cannot keep in silver as it get changes its color as the time passes. So coating, the process of coating of one metal on the another metal by using an electric current, we call it as an electroplating. Consider the setup. We have an two electrodes. One electrode is an copper rod which is connected to one positive terminal of the battery, and the negative terminal of the battery is connected to an iron nail. This iron nail only we are going to coat it with a copper, and this two both, that is copper rod and an iron nail, are dipped in a solution of copper sulfate. When the electric current starts flowing, what will happen? The electrode that is connected to a negative terminal of the battery, there is an iron nail, has a brown color coating, whereas an other electrode, that is a copper rod, remain as it is. This happens because when electric current was passes through the copper sulfate solution, this solution get dissociated into an different ions, like copper 2 plus ion and sulfate 2 minus ion. So there is a positive ion and negative ion. As a result, this positive ion will move towards, that is copper ion will move towards the negative terminal, and the sulfate ion, as it is negative, it move towards the positive terminal. So this lead to the deposition of copper on the iron nail connected to a negative terminal. I'll repeat again. We are considering a setup where two electrodes, one electrode is in copper rod, another electrode is an iron nail, and these are connected to an positive and negative terminal. Copper rod is connected to positive terminal and iron nail is connected to negative terminal. Our main aim is to coat an copper on the iron nail. So we are dipping this electrodes in an electrolyte. Our electrolyte is an copper sulfate solution. As soon as when the electric current flows into the solution, it dissociates the compound and it forms an copper plus ion and sulfate minus ion. The copper plus ion will be moving towards the negative terminal, that is an iron nail, and the sulfate ion will be moving towards an copper rod. So as a result, this copper get deposited on an iron nail. In order to maintain the blue color solution of copper sulfate, the copper will be released from copper rod. So that maintains the process to be continuous and also reversible. Here shows the copper sulfate dissociate into copper plus ion and sulfate minus ion, and again they get combined and it give you an copper sulfate. So this process is a continuous, we call it as an reversible process. Okay, because the copper in the solution get absorbed by the iron nail that get coated, whereas in order to maintain the level of the copper from the copper rod get released in the solution. So this diagram gives you a better idea that the negatively connected electrode get coated with the copper, and the positively connected electrode that keep on supplies and copper into the solution. I have added a video link in the next slide. You can view those video links also. Thank you, children. This is a very simple chapter actually. Uh, Basically, it concentrates about chemical effects of an electric current. So I hope I have explained properly an electrodes, electrolytes, and also what do you mean by ionization, and what is an electrolysis and electroplating. So in this way, we can coat it with an different type of an metal on a different other material, which is really very cheap. Thank you again.